One thing that kind of stands out for us in your new Jeep Wrangler or Gladiator are these warning labels that are on the driver and passenger side visor. Now on my personal Jeep, I've had enough of these and I want to cover them up by using a set of LMB Design Works Wrangler and Gladiator visor decals. Now in my Jeep, I will be relocating these decals to somewhere else that's visible, and a disclaimer, if you decide to cover these up, it's at your own risk and you must relocate these decals where they're easily visible. But what's neat is LMB Design Works makes these for the 2018 to 23 JL, as well as the 2024 and newer, so make sure you select the right one. They offer them in a wide variety of colors, and this topographical map actually has a 3D feel to it. So I chose red to go with the Rubicon red accents here. What I have to do is peel these off of this backing here, get them installed onto your Jeep, but this is just one of many mods we're going to install on our brand new Wrangler, and make sure you stay to the end because we've got 2 secret products that we're going to show you guys off and let you know how you can get a hold of them. Well guys, in this video, something that we always do on these Jeeps pretty much right away is find a place to put one of these devices. I've had this Jeep for no less than probably 24 hours and I've been putting my phone in my cup holder, the passenger seat, my pocket, just everywhere. The thing is just flown all over the place. Our friends at Bullet Point are down here at Jeep Beach 2026. They're in Daytona and they were like, guys, you have this Goldilocks, we want to get you the first mod for this Jeep. And this is going to be a Bullet Point Solutions 2024 and newer Jeep JL and Gladiator driver's side bracket, arm, and the MagSafe with a non-charger. Now, I eventually will get a charger for this thing, but for time's sake and for all intents and purposes, this is the perfect kit for what we're looking to do on this Jeep. You can obviously customize, go all out of the place, do different chargers, different GoPro mounts, different if you've got Samsung or Android. They do everything mount-wise, and they go in every single one of our Wranglers and Gladiators. How about it, Ryan? That's like the first thing we do. Yep. You gotta have a place to mount your phone. We're constantly on the road. We use our phones for GoPro monitoring. We use GoPros on their mounts, and we're gonna throw this thing in so that way this Jeep has a phone mount because it desperately needs it. And you can quite literally do this. They even include the Allen key with the screws in here. Now, Bullet Point is kind enough to actually give all of our viewers and subscribers a discount code DRC10. So if you guys are looking to pick something up, you can save a little bit of cash and get the same mounts that we run in our vehicles. Same thing, snug that up. This one's all snugged up here. And I get a lot of questions too, Ryan, we always do. Is this thing secure for driving? Is it gonna work for this? Is it gonna work for that? Yeah, it is. I mean, we've had these things for years, and our phones have never fallen off. Check us out. Boom. Boom. Nice, secure, up and out of the way. Super easy to grab, and that first install is done. So the next mod is going to be adding some color matched pieces to our Jeep. Now, while we were down at Daytona Jeep Beach, we actually had this Jeep shipped right down to Brian at Distinction Applied, and he paint matched the Goldilocks already for it. So we put on a Distinction Applied cowl panel, Distinction Applied covered up hood bumpers, and a set of keyhole covers. Now what's nice about his pieces is they're very easy to install. The covered up keyhole covers just go on with the magnet, the hood bumpers just pop on, and then the cowl panel is just removing the windshield wipers, and you can get that easily on there as well. But we saved a couple pieces for our first mods, including Brian's very own Distinction Applied fender vents. Now we chose to do ours in a Goldilocks border with a gloss black interior, and that's going to replace our factory fender vent there, which you can see is still the just factory black plastic. Now all you have to do to pop these on is simply grab underneath here with the trim panel removal tool, and you can add on a nice bit of color with any of these pieces that we just showed off. We're going to get these installed because these are great first mods to just kind of accent the outside of your Jeep until you're ready to start going crazy with lift kit, wheels, and tires. These are great first mods. You can do them out in the garage, and if you need tools, we'll show you next one after this mod where you can grab some tools too. And a new one from Distinction Applied, and because lo and behold, lucky me, I'm the only one with a Wrangler and a color matched hardtop, and I get to have a set of the Goldilocks rear hardtop hinge covers. Now these are paint to match on here as well. You can see I've got them finished in Goldilocks, and these simply snap over the rear hardtop hinge covers. Now what's cool is if you've got a color matched hardtop like I do, or you have a black hardtop that you're just looking to accent up a little bit in that area, these are going to be a great way to do just that. So here's a little before and after on this, and I just wanted to test this one to put it on because I've never installed these, but quite literally, it just grabs on the back of this section and snaps on in a little gap. So watch this. We'll show you how to put it on. That's it. It's a pretty cool look. It looks neat because like you don't really see the black here, but it matches now the body color of the Jeep, and I could see people doing this even as like an accent color if you have a black hardtop or even a different color matched hardtop, and maybe your accent color is red and you want to just add a little bit of flair up there. You're getting all OEM paint codes and paint colors on here, so yeah, I like that. I think it looks neat. It kind of ties right into the color matched hard top and just gives me a little bit more on the back here. You know, a lot of the point of these first mods are to do things to your Jeep that overall make the interior, the exterior a little bit better, or make it a little bit more functional. If you guys don't know, the interior screens of anything from like a 24 and newer Wrangler or Gladiator are insanely expensive. It's basically like having a little iPad in there. Besides, they're like $800 or $1,000 to replace. So we always go ahead and install a tempered glass screen protector on all of ours. We've done it on every single new model JL and all the old models. If you guys use hand sanitizer, wear makeup, have dirty or greasy hands, that can actually eat away at the factory screen laminate. They can delaminate and they look pretty rough. So you can save, or hopefully save, that from getting destroyed by spending about 20 bucks on Amazon here. And this is the same one that we always go with. It has like a hard cardboard cover here. And we haven't had one on this Jeep. I've had it for about a month, and I've been very careful without having this installed. You got to imagine, it's a huge investment buying these Jeeps. It's a huge investment inside there with those screens, so you may as well spend 20 bucks and protect it. If you guys have ever installed a phone screen protector, it's basically the same method, just a little bit larger here. You're going to have the alcohol wipes, the dust-free lint wipes, and I think this one might actually come with 2 inside here, because if you're anything like me, you always mess up the first screen protector on your phone. You know, you put it on, you get a giant bubble in the middle. But these go on pretty easy. We're going to throw it on this Jeep, and yeah, it's going to save the screen from my dirty mitts from touching it all the time. So guys, here's a cool one that we've installed quite a few times in the past, and this is going to be a hood strut kit by Redline Tuning. Now what's really neat is it kind of comes in one of these art cardboard rolls here, and inside this package you're going to receive everything that you need to install a set of hood struts onto your specific JL or Gladiator. Now what's really unique about Redline Tuning is the fact that they actually designed these specifically for your hood. On my 2026, I actually have the 392 hood on there, so you can get it for that hood because it weighs quite a bit more, and there's a couple different brackets in the way. So this Jeep is still stock, but you don't have to lift this up, grab the prop rod, push the hood up, and put this back in. I know on my Rubicon 392, that was lifted on 40s. I'm not tall, and that became quite cumbersome to actually do. Plus, you have to use this prop rod, which if you're working underneath the engine bay, perhaps wiring something up, a quick bump of this, and there goes your entire hood. So this is going to give you 2 struts, one on either side, driver and passenger, the included brackets, and it's pretty simple to install. So on most of these installs, the only tool you're actually going to need is a 10mm socket, and we're going to remove this factory fender bolt on the driver's side. And in our specific application, we're going to use the bracket that is labeled 28 on there. So we're going to pull that off, set this bracket into place just like so, and then we can reinstall the factory bolt. Pretty sure you only need a 10mm to do this whole thing. It's pretty cool. So you're just going to pull this weather stripping back a little bit and expose this hole right here. Now take out one of the bolts that hold this retention bracket in the back, loosen up the other one, and that's basically going to grab behind there. So you're going to loosen it up enough. I would actually go out a little bit further, but you want to make sure that that doesn't drop in. And then because this one is actually holding on down there, you can line the hole up top after we snug it up here. And you can see, there we go, I can see it. And hopefully we might actually be able to pop that back in once we get these snugged up. But you just want to make sure that that bracket is grabbing both sections underneath, and then tighten it up. All right, so when installing the hood struts, you're going to make sure that the shaft goes down towards the bottom of the Jeep and the actual body of the strut goes towards the top. These just simply push into place, just like so. And then to get this down, the bottom one on, you're going to actually want to pop the hood up a little bit, and that'll go into place just like that. Now we got to repeat the exact same process over on the other side to get the passenger side installed. But you can see we got this one up, and we'll show you what the final product looks like. Now watch this. Pop your hood latches. Hood's already ready to go. Give it a little bit of a push. No hands.
Be standard.
It should be standard, yeah. Redline Tuning does a great job. We've had these on a lot of our vehicles. But if you guys do want to pick up a set of these Redline Tuning hood struts, we now have them on the website too, which gets you entries into our current giveaway now through August 31st, 2026, our Gladiator Mojave Vice V8 swap. But we're trying to carry more products like this that we know and trust and been running for a long time as we grow the e-commerce side of our website. So you'll get entries into that. Now, of course, no purchase is necessary, but a lot of the point of these videos is to showcase new products that we carry. And if there's anything on here that you guys would like to see us stock on our website, please let us know down below in the comments. But let's get on to the next mod. So this next mod is something that we should have listened to our own advice, because I've already paid the price having this Jeep for 1,200 miles, and rocks have flown up and chipped my hinges. A company called Stopperz out of California, we've been supporting and sharing their products for probably 3.5 years now, and they actually created a product called Stopperz that's going to protect the hinge barrels of your JL and JT. Now, a cool thing is we actually have these on our website right now for sale, and we're shipping them right here in Central PA, so you can quickly add these to one of your orders and easily get it shipped to your door and protect your hinges before they get destroyed like mine. Now, we don't need any other help in corroding these hinges, so we're going to add a set of Stopperz today onto my Jeep, and we're actually going to show you a little tip to hopefully not get any fingerprints on your clear vinyl. So if you grab a couple of the mods that we talked about today, one thing you might have extra of is some isopropyl alcohol wipes, and we did clean off all the fronts of the hinges there. You don't want dirt, debris, or any grease on there. But one thing you can actually do to help get fingerprints off of this is kind of peel that backing off about halfway like so, and not touch any of this clear protectant, but get this on the barrel hinge first. So put that on, get it to press on, kind of line it up center to center, press this on here, and then check this out. You just peel this down and work it around the hinge. And then I did find it a little bit handy just to have like a trim tool like this, just to kind of push down the inside in there, because my hands aren't small enough or my fingers aren't. But yeah, we now put that on there, and we don't have any fingerprint marks, and it's going to stick on a lot better. All the other ones I did, Ryan, I've always left fingerprint marks because I peel it off and then try and put it on. It's the same thing with this bottom one here. Peel it off about halfway. You see that? And then we can put it on, and what I like to try and do is match the edge of the hinge where I just put it on above, or match like the outer edge so it looks at least symmetrical, even though it's not a huge deal. But then just peel that off, and that actually protects a little bit of the body side hinge too. Just give it a nice push all around there. Now that upper hinge is protected. I don't really think this one needs any explanation. We have done it so often. This piece goes, covers up the inside of that latch or the catch for your door, and includes a pack of 6. I think they're like $10. So one product that we are super proud of here at Dirt Road CRED is the Dirt Road CRED Products LLC high power front and high power 4-door floor lighting kits. You guys have bought so many of these kits. We're upping production. We're having a couple really cool things happening here, but we've already installed a set of the amber front kits in this 2026 Goldilocks Wrangler, but we've also got a 4-door kit as well. So if you've been looking for a way to use a plug and play manufactured in the USA product that you can control with your factory interior dial and give your Jeep just hint of color on the inside. We use the factory connectors, and the only thing we ask you is whether or not your Jeep has 2 or 3 factory wires. Don't worry, all of ours only have 2 wires. We're just asking you so that we can pin it correctly. Made by us, and it's just a great product to add on that first mod list. Throw them in real quick, give your Jeep that fun interior accent lighting, and you don't have to do any wiring or know how to rip apart anything or cut and splice like all those other janky strips that they have on the market. Just simply unplug your light, plug this one back in. Regardless of which mods you may select to install on your Jeep after watching this video, one accessory that goes really well in your Jeep is a nice set of tools. So this doesn't have to be a full mechanics tool set like I carry in the back with a Milwaukee pack out and drawers. This can be something as simple as the Jeep Performance Parts tool roll, which includes sockets, ratchets, wrenches, you get hammers, you get all sorts of different accessories in here, as well as some other things that can get you by in a pinch. You don't want to be left stranded on the side of the road, and one thing that Justin actually told us us, which I really like, is just because you have tools in the back of your Jeep and you might not know how to use them all, someone could pull over and know how to use all these tools and get you out of a bind. So now we actually sell these on our website. We've got the Jeep Performance Parts tool roll, the Lug Master here, which actually includes, this is pretty cool, Ryan. I bet you didn't even know there was more in here. Includes the sockets and extensions inside the handle, and this is going to help you out if you need to remove your spare wheel and tire or one on the ground or even do a rotation. And then you're also going to get this multi-tool in here as well, and it's pretty cool. They actually got the Jeep grill there as well. What's nice about this is it's all Jeep licensed and it's available on our website. So many people have picked up this tool roll, and it's great just to have it thrown in the back of your Jeep. Well, this company Ez4x4, we've seen so many times at shows throughout the country. We never actually walked over and talked to them. We always saw that they had really cool door carts, but we never had time to actually go over and sit down and talk with these guys. We've been in talks with them for quite some time now. We're working on getting these on the site very soon, but we actually picked up a 2-door Ez4x4 door cart for Ryan's 2-door. He has the doors off all the time, and you guys know that if you have the doors off, you're always looking for a place to put them. You're laying them on the floor, you're leaning them against the wall. They're going to fall, they're going to get damaged, and doors are not cheap. This door cart actually folds up as well, so you can throw it in the back of your rig, go to a hotel, go camping, go to a show, and you always have a cart with you. It even fits through hotel lobbies, and I've seen them go up elevators. Well, guys, we got it all assembled here. I will say there is a little bit of assembly that you have to do off camera. All the hardware is included. But if you're going to shows, if you're storing your doors at home, or if you've never taken them off, this really is a good solution. The carpeting on the bottom part there, as well as all the hardware, does look like to be galvanized, so it's a little bit more corrosion resistant. Now, it did take a little bit of figuring out, and I would say if you're going to buy one of these, maybe just pick up the 4-door kit, even if you have 2 doors. But check this out. So you've got all of these composite kind of areas here. That's where your hinges actually set into, and it's not really keeping any weight on them. It's more of just alignment. So you've got the carpet down there where your door can sit, and this aligns your hinge up top, aligns your hinge at the bottom, and then what we found this does is you can actually just loosen this up a bit. I might have tightened down the other side too tight. But you can loosen this up a bit here, slide that up, and then when you want to put these doors on, you slide it back down, and it kind of just grabs on top of your hinge. Snug that up here, and now your door can't pop out. Like it can't. If you go over a bump, it's not going to jump up, so that keeps it from jumping there. Overall, pretty quality piece. This is all black here. This is aluminum as well, so lightweight. And I'll take the door back off of this, and Ryan, I'll show how quick it folds up, because you got to picture if you have a 4-door, you're just going to have both sides looking identical like this. What do you think? About 15 minutes to assemble, and then now you can throw this thing in the back of your rig, go to a show, or keep it at home. So if you guys are wanting to then fold this, basically you're going to have 2 pins, one on either side here, and I already folded this side. You're going to pull this pin out, pull the second pin out, and you're basically going to take this, fold it, and see that it sets up on end. So it has a square tube there. Put the pin back in this other hole. Latch it so you don't lose your pins. Latch the other side so you don't lose that one. And look at that. What do you like? Yeah, check it out. But it sits flat. I like that. So it's not like something you're going to set in the back of the Jeep and it's just going to want to like fall over the whole time. And it's funny too, because this one's actually one side heavy. You know, if you had a 4-door kit, it would have the exact same side over there. But what's nice, like let's throw this in the trunk of the 4-door. Yeah, it's not the smallest thing ever, but try and take another door cart on the road. There you go. Or, yeah, you can set it on top of stuff. You can set it behind stuff. At least you can take it with, though. Or it is aluminum, so maybe throw it outside on a hitch hauler or something. Another neat little first mod here is the Azuto left or right side cup holder. Now this basically gives you an additional cup holder inside your Jeep Wrangler or Gladiator to set your beverage, set things in there. And honestly, we've had these in for a long time. Our friends at Azuto fly in from Japan every year at major shows to have dinner and hang out with us. And these have been in my dad's Jeep since 2022. They've been in there for a very long time. We use them all the time. I haven't put them in a lot of mine, but honestly, these things are fantastic. So you can get them for the left hand or the right hand side. You basically choose which side you like. Make sure you don't order 2 of the same, but they go on very easy. So this is where it's going to mock up into place here. I'm just testing it out to see how the fit and finish is with the 26. I don't think there are any changes with this, but it'll basically sit down in here. Now what you'll do, grab your adhesive backing, pull this off. That is on. So we're going to line that up first, kind of the door edge, and give that a nice push downwards. Ah, a nice refreshing beverage. Where would I put that? Now, another cool mod that you can throw on your Jeep is something that really doesn't take too much effort to put in, but it's one of our very own made in the USA cast aluminum hitch plugs. Now, we've got these in a bunch of designs on the website, and you guys have been absolutely selling them out. These are made about an hour away from us, and if you're used to seeing the same overseas imported junk when you put hitch plugs in, these are not it. They've got a lifetime warranty, they're made in the USA, and I think a lot of people see it and they're like, oh, it's plastic or it's molded. These are cast aluminum made out of the same automotive grade aluminum that you would find in a lot of your OEM wheels. We personally, of course, run the Dirt Road CRED logo in all of our rigs, but huge popular sellers for us are going to be the blackout American flag, as well as the little duck here, which actually has even the orange painted on. These are a great option. Now, of course, the hitch pin is sold separately. There's a lot of easy options that you can find online. I think they're like $2 or $3 or at your local auto parts store as well. But I've got the Dirt Road CRED and the Goldilocks. That had to be a first mod that we threw in the day one that we got it. But this is just a cool way to cover up the hitch receiver if you're not towing or using the hitch for other purposes. First mod, and this one goes well with taking those doors off, Carolina Metal Masters Off-Road. Down south, we've been carrying these guys for a while and have run their products for a very long time. In fact, they actually handed us these at Jeep Beach. We have the Carolina Metal Masters mirror kit. Am I going to lie and say that these are the cheapest mirrors out there? No, they're not. But they're being machined in the USA by Americans, and they're going to last forever. If you guys haven't seen the other video, we've got a set of Carolina Metal Masters mirrors from the JK days. That was my dad's first major purchase, a first mod. So the first thing we need to do is actually pop off these little plastic pieces. You can quite literally just get underneath there with your fingernail and give them a little pull. So we're going to take that one off, and then the one down below. Same thing. Just pull. I would save these as well as the hardware if you ever do go to trade your Jeep in. Carolina Metal Masters are something you'd like to keep, but use a 10 mil to take off the upper bolt first. You just have to use a little bit of an extension. You will not be using the OEM hardware again. Carolina Metal Masters includes Allen key hardware with the upper and lower brackets, so we can take that off. And now we're going to go ahead and grab our upper mount. So our upper mount will actually have this detent here for the mirror billet piece to go into. So we're going to just mock up and make sure this is the right side. It's not going in all the way just because we actually have that bolt still in. But I want to make sure that we have this facing the proper way. And we do. Yeah. So I run my mirrors going upwards and out, but you can run them like this so it goes downwards, but I like mine to go up a little bit more. So to get these installed, take the ram mount ball off, and you can see the Allen keys inside there. Grab your Allen key, go like this, and get that started. Grab the ball piece that you just took off. Put that on. You can just give that a nice snug too. Now, if you just order a set of mirrors, you're only going to get the top bracket. You'll select the ball size and any other options. The bottom piece that we're doing here for another mount is separate, but that's all you have to do for the mirrors here. We're going to throw the bottom piece in, and then we'll show you how to put the mirrors on. All right, so you're going to want to have just the little detent on this side. The Allen key bolt will come through. And we're going to start this here inside the Jeep. I will go outside and snug it up. So guys, after running a ton of different mirrors, we actually did a whole mirror specific video where we didn't showcase these. We basically just tested all the cheap ones. Ryan had a set of mounted ones out here. They ended up rusting, rotting away. They shook. There's some that go in the pins here. Those also shake and they fall apart. Plus, they just don't look the best. Yes, these are not the cheapest option. Like, I'm just going to be quite frank with you. But it's one of those things that you've got other accessory points where you can mount to. You can choose the ball size that you want up here. You could actually mount a different phone mount or maybe a switch system source up top here. It's one of those buy once, cry once situations, because when you're done using the mirror, you just simply grab in here with the turnbuckle, twist this off, pull that off like that, and then I typically just thread this back on here. And now you can set this in the back of your Jeep in a toolbox or something like that, but you've always got the brackets here. Being that this is a first mod video, we're going to show you some accessories here that'll help with future mods. This is one of them here, the Z Automotive Tazer Mini. Now this thing is feature packed. It can do an absolute ton to your Jeep, especially when you're adding on future modifications. Maybe you picked up a base sport that has halogen headlights, halogen taillights, and halogen turn signals. Well, what happens when you start changing everything over to LED is your Jeep thinks something is wrong. The Tazer will allow you to fix features such as LED headlights, LED taillights, LED turn signals, allow you to adjust the tire size so your speedometer is calibrated properly and you're showing the proper miles per gallon. It'll allow you to do different light show functionality, enables your fog lights to stay on with your high beams, auto stop start to be disabled just by pressing it once and never having to touch it again. This thing is absolutely loaded. And this goes on with the other family of Z Automotive products, which have theft prevention, which have other different features that you can add on to this thing, including torque mapping, getting more power out of your 4xe, and a lot of other things. Now inside the box, we've actually got our Z Automotive Tazer module, which of course has 2 plugs on the back, and these actually go into the security gateway plugs underneath your Jeep's dash, and then you've got a small USB port right up here to help do updates when you have the vehicle unplugged. Now Tazer also included in our kit, just special for us, this is an SGW extension bit, so this actually goes into the Tazer like so. That one will click in, and then this one will click in, and then this actually will plug into your security gateway, so you don't have to reach as far underneath. Typically, you just plug this in and that's it, but you can actually get an extension if you're constantly taking this thing in and out. All right, guys, so you can go through after it's married, and you can see you can click things like performance, you can change your tire size, gear ratio, 4-low ratio if you change your transfer case. TPMS, this is a really cool setting because if you do get bigger tires and you don't want to have them running up at 37 PSI, you can actually adjust this as well so your Jeep stays in a good mode. Radio, camera enabled, cargo camera, no. DVD, CD player, no. Travel link, no. You can really play around with a lot of things. Off-road pages you can enable on here if you don't have them on your Jeep. Lighting, this is where a really cool one. So DRL type USA, you can actually turn this to dedicated. You can do DRL drop when you turn the turn signal. So this will basically be if you have the white light go there, and then when the amber turn signal goes to the left or the right when you're turning, you can have the DRL drop or stay there. So you can actually have the DRL kind of stay white and then still flash amber below it. Fogs enabled, so we do have fog lights. Fog drop, yes. I always change mine to no. Legally, I'm not going to say legally. Now, what this means is basically when I turn my high beams on, my fog lights will still stay on. One touch for the turn signals. Halos engaged, so if you add LED headlights, especially the OEM ones, you can engage the halos. LED headlights, LED fog lights, LED tail lights, tail style USA, you can change them to different modes. LED front turn signal, auto high beam, you can really go through. Trailer tow, you can add that back on. Off-road, let's see what off-road is. Sway bar, we can turn that on and off. Electronic power steering, which when these get Hemi swaps, that gets disabled because you have no longer any electronic power steering, or with PSC and a lot of other things. Trailer brake controller, we don't have one on this, but if you wanted to add one to the Gladiator, you can enable it here. Lockers, we have front and rear. Front axle, yes. Yeah, we have all sorts of stuff going on here. So Tazers have a lot of cool things on here. So a cool thing, if you hit the unlock button 3 times with the Tazer installed, the reverse lights will come on. So check this out. Check it out. So you can actually have the reverse lights come on, especially if you bright reverse lights. If you're in somewhere trying to load up on your Gladiator Wrangler, and then to turn them off, just hit the lock button. Now, one of the coolest features about a Tazer is to do the light show. You hit the unlock, unlock, lock, unlock. So let's see if it starts going crazy. Yeah. You can, and it'll go around the whole Jeep. So everything's going nuts right now. And you can actually change the mode. If you come up here, Ryan, we can see. So let's check out all the lights up here. They're all going crazy. Watch. I hit the unlock, it'll do. And now it'll change modes. See how it's going slower. Hit the unlock again. And now it's doing a different flash pattern. Hit the unlock again. This one's a circle one. Watch this. So it like circles. See that? So it's using the high beams, low beams, all the turn signals. And it's really cool if you have aftermarket lights like on our Juice or on our giveaway Gladiator. That thing with the chase lights goes pretty crazy. So some of the secret mods we've been hiding from you guys are actually things that we test quite a bit. Some of them are either A, from other vendors, or B, that we are producing in-house. The one that I'm about to show you is something that we're really proud of and goes along very well with our Dirt Road CRED interior floor lights, and that's going to be the Dirt Road CRED courtesy lights. If you ever walked up to your Jeep late at night and are wondering what's around it, you want to have a little bit of a courtesy light for you and the family to get in, check this out when I hit the unlock button. Look at that. Courtesy lights down below. I did them in amber to match the interior floor lights. Now what's neat about these is they're plug and play, so as soon as I hit the unlock button, they turn on, and then watch what happens when I hit the lock button. I'm walking away. You got the slow gradient fade out there because they are using factory wiring and factory circuits. Now it works the same. I've got proximity, so say I walk up, just like that, they turn on. Now what's also really cool about this is if I hop in here and I get in the Jeep, I'll turn the running lights on here, and check this out. So there's all the way up, and watch this. With the factory dial. And then a really cool thing, so they're on right now. Say I turn them off like this. I'm just driving around. I go to get out. Courtesy lights turn back on. So these are going to be available in all of the colors: white, red, blue, green, and amber. I really like the amber on this Jeep, but it's one of those things. We've been testing them out for a while. We've got all in-house USA-made bracketry. We've got magnets. We've got Deutsch connectors. This is going to be a very amazing product. And look around for it in the next, I would say, month or two, but that's where it's necessary. If you guys want to be ready to go when these things come out, we normally send out discounts when they first launch. We will have an email subscriber newsletter. It's right on our website. We'll actually put the link right below on this, and you can enter your email and be notified as soon as these are available. They're going to be plug and play. They work with our floor lights. They work with factory floor lights. I don't know how much more I can say. These things are going to be slick. A lot of people I don't even think knew that Jeep could do this because they never have. A lot of the Rams and other brand new vehicles have courtesy or puddle lamps. Now your Jeep can too, in about a month or so. So we're actually going to have an email newsletter sign up on the website. You can just enter your email in there. You'll be subscribed to all of our emails that come through here, but you'll also be notified instantly as soon as these drop, and you'll be sure to be one of the first Jeep people in your area to have our courtesy lights. Another really big mod that we're excited about is something that I've wanted in these Jeeps for a very long time. I'm not talking aftermarket. I'm not talking the other off-brand ones. I am talking an OEM digital rear view mirror. This is something that we couldn't wait for. We had to get it installed. We found a manufacturer that makes these that are pretty much plug and play. And check it out. Just like if you guys have a Ram or some other vehicle that you're used to in the Stellantis fleet, as soon as you flick this, it turns on and off. We've run the other brands. We have a Wolfbox on the 41. That one dings and makes different noises all the time. It's got a front dash camera. I wanted something simple, something that worked, and something that would basically be plug and play and look very crystal clear. Now you can see a live feed behind me. Of course, it's the shop door, so if we were pulled out, it would be everything behind the Jeep. But I love the fact that you can just push this down. And this one actually gives you a clear mirror. A lot of the other ones, when you flip it down, it doesn't give you a very OEM-like mirror. And then as soon as I flip that back up, we're ready to go. So what's cool about this too, like I said, plug and play. We're running this for a while, but we had to test it out with this Jeep specifically because this is a 26 with the front adaptive cruise control with all these different bracketry, and you can see just how smooth this thing looks. Everything looks and feels OEM, and that's what we are going for. Price point on one of these, as we're designing this and working with the company that produces it, we're looking to make not only the hardtop mounts, but the soft top brackets for both the Gladiator and the Wrangler. So this is going to be a plug and play, really simple installation. And we should have a full install video here very soon. But we do have to test these products, and this one is knocking it out of the park. I love the digital rear view. This should come standard on most of them. And who knows? Maybe it will. Now, just to say it again, if you guys want to drop your email and be notified when we have these on the site, because we're really hoping they will be, definitely go on and do that. You'll be not only subscribed to when we do the latest and greatest content, but different sales and different promotions and deals and stuff. And I promise, Ryan, we're not too bad when it comes to email. newsletters. We might send one every few weeks or something like that if we think it's something cool. So definitely subscribe to that. You'll see when this comes out, when the courtesy lights, other videos. And yeah, we're excited about this one. This has been really nice to use for the past week, and we can't wait to see how it looks long term. All right, guys, well, that has been a fun day working on the Goldilocks out here. The first mods are some of the funnest things that we do to the Jeeps. Obviously, there's a lot of things you can do after the first mods. These are just a great starting point for a lot of builds that aren't going to alter the entire trajectory of the build, but overall make driving more enjoyable, make your Jeep look a little bit better, and overall just have some more fun with the vehicle. Not only that, most of the items that we installed today are available at dirtroadcred.com. All of the links will be down below in the description, but we want to hear from you guys. What did you like the most? What did you like the least? And do you have any must-have first mods that you always put on your Jeep that we might have missed? Or is there something where like, man, I didn't even think of that? That is a fantastic one. This Jeep behind us is going to be a little bit different. I'm going to be honest with you. You might not see this thing for, I don't know, a couple weeks, maybe a month, month and a half, something like that. This is going to get a pretty big build. We're going to be doing it throughout the entire build and film a long video on this. So as we grow as a channel, as we grow as Jeep owners, we have so many of these things. It kind of seems like we're going to do some builds step by step, and then we're going to do some builds where we film everything prior and then launch one full-length content that you guys can sit back, watch, and enjoy. Let's just have you guys guess down below. What do you think the plan is for this Jeep? And we'll see if you're right in about a month and a half from now. We got some really cool trips coming up. We will be at Bantam. We will be hopefully at the Rubicon Trail. Jeep just invited us out there. New Jersey Jeep Invasion. Oh, Tennessee, Toledo. What else we got going on? I think out of Toledo we're actually having like a brewery event too. Vegas, June 27th. Hopefully that doesn't change. June 27th, we're going to have a meeting or a meetup at Jim Marsh Jeep on June 27th. More details to come. So that's in 26 days. That's going to be a Saturday. We're going to have it at the dealership there. There's going to be Jeeps. There's going to be the staff. There's going to be us out there. It's going to be a lot of fun. So we'll have more dates. We'll have more times and everything laid out for you guys. But a lot going on here in the next few months. We'll be living out of a suitcase for a little bit. So we want you guys to enjoy this style of content. We'll be all over the place filming for you guys, but I hope you enjoyed this one. And until next time, Ryan's behind the camera. I'm here talking to you, and we want you to get out there and earn yours.